worried about a nigga?
Hoes be so male-centered.
Being around male-centered women is exhausting. Like, are you cool? Are you cool, bitch?
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Just a Girl Show. My name is Janine. If you are new here, if you're new to the channel, of course, hit that subscribe button. Turn your notifications on so you never miss an episode. And if you are a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. So, these women are so good at trying to gaslight other women, and I really hate to see it. They are quick to call a woman male-centered. They can't stand a woman who prioritizes relationships, wanting to be married, wanting to have a family, knowing that that takes intentions behind finding a good man to be with, to start a family with, right? They're just used to people just out here just winging it and being in and out of relationship. They're not used to having people in their lives, women in their lives who are raised a certain way, who are raised to prioritize family, who are raised to want to be wives, want to be into who are into men. I like men, so that's what I want to do. I want to date. I want to find a partner, right?
Being around male-centered women is exhausting. I swear it is. It's like, as a woman, you validating yourself or your self-worth through a man has to be top 2 crazy as shit. Top 2, not 2, bitch. Like, it's the number one craziest thing you can do as a woman. Like, why are you validating your worth through a man? Like, most male-centered women are validation junkies. They literally don't even think they're pretty unless a man is sexualizing them or putting it in their brain. Like, I said you're pretty. Like, bitch, you don't look in the mirror and think you pretty? It's just like male-centered women will literally ruin their own lives, ruin your life if you're attached to them. It's just a fucking tornado, and I can't be around shit like that. And the reason why I can't be around shit like that is because I'm the type to ask, like, why are you right like that? Like, why are you validating yourself and your self-worth through a man? Like, are you cool? Are you cool, bitch?
Right. Well, this woman came online and talked about how her friend cut her off because she said that she was too male-centered. Here's a clip. Let's come back and talk about it.
I lost a close friend of many years, and one of the reasons that I guess we stopped being friends, or one of the reasons she's brought up to me, was that I am male-centered, or I talk about men too much. And I think that's so interesting because as a woman in my mid-20s who has intentions of being married and having children, that's a really big part of my life. And I'm like, in my friendships and in my relationships, I share about what's going on in my life, and dating and being with men is something that, one, I'm actively doing, I enjoy doing, and I don't think there is anything wrong with that. So I was just confused whether like I was like whether like she was right and like I was like talking about men too much, or there was just like a mismatch, in like personalities there, or, like whatever it might be. But I think the whole conversation around being male-centered is so interesting because as women who date men, we're going to be dealing with men. And that's probably one of the most important relationships in our lives if you're a woman dating a man and has intentions to be married. So I don't know. I just think that's so interesting because I think two things can be true at once. Yes, I enjoy dating men. I like men. A lot of my time goes into my relationships with men, but I also have a very full life for myself. And I also have a lot of goals and a lot of things that I work towards. So I guess I'm like side eye about like where that relationship ended, or just curious to hear like your thoughts, because like if me pursuing men and that's a big part of my life means that I'm male-centered. I guess I am male-centered. At the end of the day, if you're a man, if you're a woman that likes men, like, you're not going to get away from that. Like, you are always going to be amongst men. You're always going to be, dating men, and that doesn't negate the fact that I understand male nature. I understand how they move, and I understand the bullshit that they be doing. I still like men though, and I still date men. So I guess I'm male centered. I don't know.
What I'm gonna do, y'all, I want y'all to just, I want y'all to see the comments because, baby, ain't no, ain't, ain't no way. I gotta pull the comments up for y'all because, hold on, because I'm gonna put them on the screen because it's they're disgusting. Okay, they're disgusting. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to read a couple for y'all to see, right? Nothing wrong with wanting a man. However, it's more topics to discuss with friends besides men. Learn to pour into yourself and allow the right man to find you. Okay. Just be friends with women that are also male-centered. You'll either love it or you'll see what your friend saw and change your ways. Short answer, yes. She's right. This video alone exhausted me. All I heard was men, 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 men. Jokes aside, you spent the whole video talking about men instead of discussing how your relationship with your friend was impacted. Girl, you answered your own question within 6.4 seconds. Girl, you even rambled on about men in this video. I don't know. She might be right. You talked about pursuing men the entire video and never touched on the loss of losing a close friend. This is where they try to gaslight her. I see your point, I guess. I was just trying to share my perspective of how I was showing up in a friendship. Obviously, the loss of my friend is something important to me. I wouldn't have brought it to internet attention had it not been. Men don't even talk about how they want to be married constantly, all I'm going to say. She says, well, I'm a woman and having a family is something important to me. So yes, it's something I talk about. Period. Absolutely, this video confirmed. You never once mentioned anything about female friendships being important or spending time cultivating female friendships. Let me tell y'all something. Every other day, there's a video that they making about how their friends are messy. They don't like their friends. They're exposing an old friend. I can't stand this woman. But y'all want her to talk about how female friendships are so important to her. Like we don't know the reality of female friendships, especially amongst women of color. Okay? To be mad at someone who, as she said, because I want to have a husband, I want to have children, so I'm going to talk about things that are important to me. And as a friend, you should be supporting my decision to want to be intentional about finding a man. Now, the difference is where I think that there could be some jealousy is the fact that maybe your friend is seeing that you're going on dates, you're having people who are into you, and she don't have that. And they can't stand for a woman to be happy. They claim that they want you to be happy, but they really don't. They really don't.
One thing I'm really starting to realize is I have nothing in common with you bitches, and I am nothing like you bitches. Hoes be so male-centered, and I hate using TikTok terms, but if it ain't about a nigga, then it's not happening. You're not doing shit for your own on a regular basis. You're not worried about your goals and progressing in life. It's only about a nigga. Hoes don't want to go out. They don't want to kick it unless it's going to be some rich niggas around. Whole time you don't even know what a rich nigga is. You think it's a nigga buy a couple shots at the bar, that mean he got money. How is you cool?
I lost a close friend of many years. One of the reasons she's brought up to me was that I am male-centered, or I talk about men too much.
Are you male-centered? I don't know. It's hard to tell. All I know is that in a time span of 2 minutes and 32 seconds of your video, you mentioned men 14 times, dating 6 times, marriage 3 times, and relationships twice. You looked your friend in her face and told her the most important relationship you will have is the one with the man you marry. So what, is she just a placeholder in the meantime? Are you male-centered? I don't know. Who do you go to for advice in the meantime? Who do you run to when your marriage gets hard and you just need to have a talk? The number 2, are you male-centered? One day you will learn that women's most valuable, most long-lasting, most fruitful, and most stable relationships come from community with women, and you'll figure it out too late.
I'm gonna be real. I do not like male-centered women on no ends of the stick, and whether that's a friend, family, foe, whatever. I have my days of that, but at the same time, you can only have grace for those women so much, because male-centered women would set you up. They would call off plans with you. They would throw you in a ditch for a man. Like, they just will not value who you are initially as a person, because everything in their head is about dick, dick, dick. And if it's not about dick, 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 it's about a man, man, man. And half of the time, the same men that they be having on their brain is not doing anything to help their lives be better as a woman. They're not making their lives easier. They're not trying to pursue them and make them their wives, but they just want you as a sex buddy, and they want you as somebody to talk to whenever they fall bored, but they're not really pouring life into you the way that they should. And it's just so saddening to see women put all of their time and their effort into that relationship and not balance other relationships, not pour life back into themselves. Like, I feel like a lot of women be male-centered, but at the same time, you're fat. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm calling awareness to things that need to be exposed. You worried about a dude, but you could be on the treadmill trying to get your body banging as possible. And I'm not talking about for no man, just for yourself, so that you can look better, you can feel better. You worried about a nigga. Let me not even say nigga. You worried about a man, and your bank account is low. You know, I even have to have this talk with myself. Brie, there's no way in hell you thinking about a man right now, and you don't got the money that you need. You missing certain resources out your life. Are you crazy?
So if a longtime friend that is like close with you and has known you is telling you that you are male-centered and you lost your friend over your male-centeredness, I'm going to assume you're male-centered, sis. It's not just like somebody on social media in the comments saying you're male-centered off of one video. Like, this is somebody that's known you and obviously is fed up with your male-centered behavior. I don't think you needed to ask this from anybody. But no, since you're asking, I watched your video and a couple of your follow-up videos. You are male-centered, baby. You're male-centered. I think it's a cultural thing, because I believe you did say you're Jamaican. I think it's a cultural thing, but your point was that, like, you've done all your traveling, you've gotten really far in life with like school and work, and you strive to have a husband and get married and have kids. My suggestion for you is that I feel like you're a high achiever, right? I feel like she's a high achiever. This is something that she's trying to achieve. Like, you don't want to seek out a man, babes. You don't want to seek out a man. You want that man to find you. Because when you're seeking out a man, that's when you're going to get the man that you don't want, or the one that you're going to settle for, or the one that's going to put you through it. You need the man to find you. You need the man to find you. Okay.
This video is a direct response to the Nika Grant video where she asks if she's male-centered. I was going to get up in them comments, but it was too long of a piece. So I decided that it might be helpful doing a video, because it might also help reflect some things for other women. And to give you a quick background, I'm always the friend that's in a relationship. I'm always the friend that's dating. I'm currently in a relationship, but I never was ever considered male-centered by any of my friends, which was actually explained to me by one of my friends who randomly brought it up to me, venting about her other friends that she do deem to be male-centered. But to get into Mrs. Grant's video, I can tell that she's male-centered because, like a lot of people in the comments said, she spent that whole video explaining why she does center men. If I recall correctly, she said she has a high interest in marriage and family, and said that dating is something that she's actively doing. But what solidified her being male-centered to me particularly is that she said, as a woman, if you're dating men, you know that's the most important relationship in your life. Boom, there it is. Like, so that solidified right there that it's like, okay, I could probably see why your friend got sick of it, because not only does that make you sound incomplete without a man, that also devalues sisterhood to you if you feel as though a relationship with the man is the most important relationship in your life. And I think it's so interesting to say that a relationship with a man is the most important relationship a woman would have, as you do not have a man, but you do have a relationship with your girlfriends, is crazy. Because you're consciously going into devaluing your friendships for a man that doesn't even exist in your life yet. And that just make your friends sound like placeholders at that point.
I lost a close friend of many years, and one of the reasons she's brought up to me was that I am male-centered, or I talk about men too much. As a woman in my mid-20s who has intentions of being married and having children, that's a really big part of my life. As women who date men, we're going to be dealing with men. And that's probably one of the most important relationships in our lives if you're a woman dating a man and has intentions to be married. So I don't know. I just think that's so interesting because I think two things can be true at once. Yes, I enjoy dating men. I like men. A lot of my time goes into my relationships with men.
I'm sorry I had to cut you off because all I hear is men, 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 men. And if I heard that in your 2.5-minute video, I know you must be talking that friend's ear off. There is nothing wrong with you wanting to be married and wanting to talk to somebody about your dating life, but perhaps a dating coach. But nobody wants to hear about men all day. How was work? Did you read any good books? And the thing about being male-centered is, even when you get the man, you're still male-centered because now all your conversations about me and John did this and me and Billy did that. And nobody want to hear about that all day either. Sometimes your friends just want to hear about you, how you're doing, outside of who you'd rather be partnered with. Ask yourself, if I become so obsessed with wanting a partner that it's all I think about and all I talk about. You said you guys have been friends for years. It probably took a lot for her to cut you off. You guys aren't on the same page about what you find the most important. Like you said, being in a relationship with a man is the most important relationship you can have. Your friend didn't feel that way. And for the record, you're wrong about that because the most important relationship you should have shouldn't be with a man. It should be with yourself.
This is what they want. They want you to be, I'm in a relationship and I want to make my whole my life about my man. That's you. That's you. She said one of the most important things in my life is to be married and have children. Even if she said it is the most important thing in my life to have, it does not matter. It does not matter. It don't change the fact that her friends are also not important. But this is the most important thing in my life is to have a husband and children. The most. That doesn't mean that those things are not important. My friends are not important to me. Y'all want her to sit on here and cry about her friend. Maybe she realized I can't be friends with nobody like that. And the gaslighting in the comments to her is like, oh girl, you're this, you're that. You are wrong. You are a bad friend. You don't even talk about how you lost your friend. They don't want you to prioritize your husband and your children. They want you to be the man-hating married woman or man-hating woman in a relationship, or the woman who has friends and she don't make her relationship all about her. All about her is not her entire life. But that's you.
I lost a close friend of many years, and one of the reasons that I guess.
And as a woman who could care less about the pursuit of men in general at this stage of my life, one thing the people in the comments are not understanding about what she's saying is, first of all, she said one of the reasons why they stopped being friends, okay, was because she was male-centered. But we don't dig deep enough, okay? We get these internet terms and these social media terms, male-centered, and then we just go off, right? But if this person was a real friend to her, her being male-centered wouldn't be the only reason to stop being friends with somebody, okay? So if wanting a husband in your mid-20s does not make you male-centered, I don't care what nobody say. That's the point in time in life when you're supposed to be boy crazy, okay? Because that's the point in time in life where you still have the naivety to actually do so, right? I think what we're missing here is that there's a difference between being male-centered and wanting a man, okay? And I don't think it's anything wrong. Like, I feel like it's very odd that we live in a world where a woman can come online and say that she wants a husband and kids, and she wants that to be one of her closest and deepest relationships, and y'all going off in the comments. That's just me. I find that wild. So, like I said in her comments, I think what's even more wild, what happens is people look at people from the outside and they don't do the deep dive. Go into this little sister's page. She's well-traveled, well-educated, right? Being male-centered means that men are the center of your universe. But I can guarantee you, with the fact, if you go dig into her page, you can tell that she's very well-versed and that she wants a husband as a part of her life because she probably wants kids and stuff like that, instead of just jumping up, going in. I ain't gonna go down that road. I don't want to offend nobody, but I don't see anything wrong with it as long as your life is balanced, and having a husband is not the be all end all. But I don't see anything wrong with desiring a husband and a family in your mid-20s.
That's not her fault that she's talking about this chapter of my life is dating. That's where I'm at. I got a job. I got this. I'm trying to find me a man. But they can't stand a woman who centers her life around a man. Bitter, undesired women always feel that way. But here's her response to the video. And yeah.
Pursuing men means dating intentionally, having goals around how I date, who I date, and why I'm dating, because I have a goal in life of being married and having children. I don't understand why that is such a radical idea. I understand that in this day and age, women are supposed to be focused on everything but marriage and childbearing, but that is still a goal for me because I value family and I value these ideals because that's something that I want from my life. I want to bring children into this world and I want to have a family. Now, do I understand the nature of men? Do I understand that, yes, there is a possibility of that not going exactly how I wanted to? Absolutely. But I'm having children simply because I want to have children. Those children are not for a man. Those children are for me. So if I have that goal, I'm fully prepared for everything that would come with that if I'm partnered or if I'm not. That was a bit of a digression, but yeah, I don't understand why it's so radical to pursue relationships and pursue marriage and a family. Why is that such a big deal?
So y'all saw they can't stand what do you mean you're pursuing a man? What do you have to do to pursue a man? I've talked about this before. You have to do the work on yourself to attract the type of man that you want. It takes work. And they're like, work? I wish I would do something to get a man. I wish I would do anything to get a man. Okay, this is why you're by yourself. This is why you keep attracting the wrong type of men, because you are still doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different. They will derail you and try to change you from prioritizing your relationships. She's not a lesbian. She likes men. She wants to be married. She wants to have children. Why y'all so mad? But this is who they are, y'all. This is the reality of these women. They are miserable, bitter women who don't want to take the word a man is triggering for them. But again, these are the same women who hate men, who don't want you to be male-centered at all, but always keep saying, are always pregnant by these men. Make it make sense. But as always, y'all, these are just my thoughts, just my opinion per usual. Share your thoughts in the comments. Like the video, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next episode soon. Bye.